how to play tic-tac-toe, noughts and crosses, X's or O's, or whatever you call it in Minecraft. So this allows you to make the classic game in your Minecraft survival mode worlds. Let me know in the comments what you call this game, but basically what you have to do is you have to either get a line diagonally or to the side, either up or down. So here's a few different ways you can make this in Minecraft. So the first one here is to make a physical board. So you can make a board, you can either make this standing up tall, or you can make it on the ground like it is here. And as you can see in this example, the circles did win. However, I'm going to show you just how to build both the shapes, just so that you know if you do need to know. So this does work obviously in survival mode. You can use any blocks you want to. For example, you don't have to use any of the concrete. You can use cheaper stuff. This is just to make it look good and to show you how to make it. So first of all, how do you make a circle? Well, it depends on your board size, but in this size, each is 5 by 5, each of the sections. So for the O's, I'm just going to do this right here. For the circles, O's, or whatever you want to call them, this is one right here. And then for the X's, there's a space over here. So I'm going to build this here. So I'm going to go from one side, and I'm basically going to do a diagonal for the X and make it look like a cross. So as you can see, this is it right here, and this is it with a cross, and this is it with the O. If you don't want to build anything, you could do it in a crafter. So as you can see right here, this crafter has different concrete blocks. Again, you can use any blocks, but you could do tic-tac-toe in this. So for example, one color of these would be the crosses, and the other color would be the noughts. So as you can see, no one won in this case, but you could obviously play this, and basically this is a grid, a perfect grid for noughts and crosses. If you want a more creative way to play, you could do it with dyed sheep. So you can get 9 dyed sheep in a 3x3 grid, just like you would for any other of the grids. And you can basically dye them different colors to decide who wins. Now, originally this was the design, but then I felt like this was a little bit large, so I made a smaller version over here, which is more compact. Basically, you just grab the dye that you want. Obviously, you reset them to white or a different color that you aren't using after each game. And then you can just go ahead and take it in turns to dye one of the sheep. So you can use these carpets up here to be able to get on top and then be able to dye your sheep. And this is another more compact method. However, instead of using a crafter, it uses item frames. So you can grab your blocks or whatever you're using, and then you can use this as a grid. These are just item frames, or in this case, glow item frames. And basically, you can take it in turns again and play noughts and crosses. So that's tic-tac-toe, but if you want to be able to make Connect 4 in Minecraft Survival, check out the video on screen.